Hello there. Welcome to week 12 of my fat loss phase, where I document my food and my workouts and my weigh-ins and my physique check-ins and all that good stuff. Anyways, you know the drill. Today is Monday, March 24th, and I am here to do a check-in and priority setting segment with you right now. So things have been going well, and I really hope that they continue to go well, but this week is a little bit of a weird week for me. I will be working a lot of overtime, and I'll be working an extra day, meaning I won't have my typical Sunday off. So there's gonna be some struggles this week, but I would really like to keep up the momentum that I had last week, because I had a really good last week, and I also had a pretty good week before that. So I want that to continue. And anyways, my priorities for this week: 5 lifting workouts. That's my normal schedule, and I hope that I can keep up with it, even though I'll be working longer hours and I'll have fewer days off. I also want to do 1 high intensity interval training workout, which I'm gonna try to do today. It's not gonna be anything crazy. It's probably gonna be like a 30-minute follow along video that, if I do it, I will link the video that I follow along to in the description. I don't necessarily think that I have to add it in to continue losing weight, but if I only do 1 HIIT workout a week for the rest of the fat loss phase, that's only like 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. That's only 5 high intensity interval training workouts, and I think I can handle that. So why not just try it out? So I'm going to try to do 1 HIIT workout this week. I am still trying to get 10,000 plus steps a day, and it was really nice that last week I was able to get most of those steps just making myself have a higher activity level throughout the day. So I'm going to try to keep doing that, and that's probably going to look like doing laps around the house while I'm waiting for tea, or hot water to boil for tea, while I'm just like waiting for food to heat up, or, you know, take a bathroom break and just do a couple quick laps while I'm at work. And then I also wanted to mention that this week I am taking 2 yohimbine HCl pills. The previous 2 weeks I was taking 1 pill as part of my daily supplement vitamin stack, but now I'm gonna do 2 pills. I will leave the disclaimer that I gave the last couple weeks in the description, but basically it's like a stimulant type supplement that has some not great side effects, but I've already tried the 2 pills this morning, and I'm not finding myself having any contraindications, so I feel good about continuing that. So just wanted to mention that. I'm not going to go too much into it this week. And my macro and calorie strategy is going to be the same again this week: 1,449 calories, 145 grams of protein, 45 grams of fats, and 116 grams of carbs a day. But this week, because I have kind of a wacky work schedule, I'm gonna be a little more lenient with myself when it comes to other things. So if I feel like I need more caffeine this week, I'm just gonna let myself have more caffeine. You know, I'm gonna be working longer hours, I'm gonna be waking up earlier, I'm gonna be working later. So if I need more caffeine, I'm gonna allow myself to have more caffeine. I'm not gonna feel some type of way. If I feel like I wanna have extra soda, extra diet soda, or extra drinks that are flavored and stuff like that, I'm not gonna feel bad about it either, because sometimes it just gives you a little boost of serotonin, and maybe I need that boost of serotonin this week. Also showed you what the menu is looking like this week already, and it's a little different than usual because I am only preparing food for myself most of the week. So today, on Monday, Joe and I are gonna do the Caesar salad. It's gonna be really good, gonna have it with shrimp. But for the rest of the week, I'm gonna make meals that are really quick and easy and just enough for myself. Joey's gonna be taking care of his own dinner situations. So I'm basically like gonna batch make for 2 days at a time. And I actually have already planned out exactly what I'm gonna have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And I have even logged it in Macro Factor already. So Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm doing the ground chicken with eggplant. I'm gonna quickly stir fry that tomorrow, have one portion Tuesday, and then put the other portion in the fridge for Wednesday so I don't have to cook it again. On Thursday, Friday, I'm gonna do pork tenderloin and just have it with a really fast and easy noodle situation. So I'll probably cook all the pork tenderloin at once, split it in two, and have it on Thursday and Friday. Just boil up some noodles really quick and make a really fast and tasty sauce with like ponzu and vinegar, my usual. And then on Saturday, Sunday, I'm just gonna do chicken burgers, which heat up really quickly in a pan. And I'm gonna do some Japanese sweet potatoes with that I'm gonna mostly just cook in the microwave. So that should also be really, really fast and easy. For lunch, I'm hoping that I'll have time to do my typical like chicken tenderloin situation with some kind of vegetable. I like having warm foods and I like having freshly cooked foods, but if I don't have time for that, I'll be doing sandwiches or I'll be doing protein shakes and snacks. I have contingency plans for if there's no time to cook. I also have some frozen dinners that I could pair with protein shakes that would probably have decent macros. So either way, I have a plan set in place for what I'm gonna be doing for food this week when I have kind of a weirder work schedule. But yeah, that's honestly what I'm most worried about. It's in the back of my mind when I'm thinking about what I'm gonna do for my nutrition and my workouts this week. I'm also slightly worried that doing a high intensity interval workout is gonna really like wreck me. I'm not a cardio girly. I just like dislike doing it, and I'm a lifter and my body is not built to do cardio. So we'll see how that goes. I'm picking a workout that's probably like medium intensity, to be honest, not super high intensity. Action steps this week, a few things that I want to mention that I haven't mentioned yet. If I am finding myself really, really super fatigued, extra work on top of workouts and stuff like that, I'm gonna be skipping some of my typical household chores, and I'll try to catch up next week when I'm kind of back on my normal schedule. So if I'm feeling up to it, I'll do my cleaning, I'll do my vacuuming, stuff like that. But if I'm not feeling up to it, it's totally okay. The house isn't gonna fall apart if I skip 1 week of chores. And then I want to try to be really strict with myself again this week and work out even if it's not at full capacity. So if I get into the gym and I don't have a good workout, it's totally okay. It's better than not doing the workout at all. And just getting it done is more important than getting the best workout of all time. That's what I'm gonna tell myself. So even if I take it as like an active rest sort of deload situation where I don't do my typical weights, maybe I dial it back by 20% or 30% and just stick with a set amount of reps, that's still better than not doing it at all. I don't think that I need a deload, but when you're working overtime, sometimes you gotta take what you can get. I see myself getting very mentally fatigued, and that can leak over into physical fatigue for me personally. But as of right now, I'm honestly feeling good. I'm feeling pretty optimistic. I hope that the strategies and the plans I have in place will help me have another good week this week, but we'll see. And feeling physically, my legs are sore from the workout yesterday. as I suspected, I did probably around twice as much volume as I normally do. My friend, Diabolic, he's a bodybuilder. He has a very high volume workout, and I was basically just doing whatever he was doing. And my quads are very sore. And specifically, my right quad is very sore. My left quad is sore, but not as sore, which is annoying. I really don't like it when one side of my body is more sore than the other, but I'm not incapacitated, which is not the worst, in my opinion. So I think that I have kind of become accustomed to the volume of my own normal workouts, and going above that kind of made me really sore again, but you know, it's fine. It's not that big a deal. Honestly, I'm not even mad if my quads are sore. It's when like the glutes and the hamstrings are super sore that it's the worst. It's like you sit down on the toilet and you can't get back up again, or it just like hurts you, like you know what I'm saying, when you're like, you know it's coming, it hurts really bad. Anyways, that's a little TMI, but I'm glad that my quads are sore, and it was fun to see a friend IRL. I did have issues, actually I think it was my left elbow. One of my elbows was getting some sharp stabbing pain when I did skull crushers last week, and I gotta be really careful about that. I need to warm up body parts in between sets. I need to do that. I have to prioritize my overall health and wellness. That includes the health and wellness of my joints. And I've always had trouble with my elbows, specifically after years of working at grocery stores, like repetitive movements, meat department, cash register, all that stuff. Yeah, I gotta be really careful with my elbows. I need to warm those puppies up. And yeah, besides that, overall feeling pretty okay. Sleep is not any better, but it's also not any worse. So it's like, what can you do? There's probably more that I could do, but I'm not gonna do it. Keeping it real, I'm not gonna do it. I've been trying to keep my caffeine intake to the mornings before 3 o'clock. I try not to eat super late at night, and I try not to drink like right before bed, but sometimes I be getting thirsty, and it kind of is what it is. So that's it for the check-in. Wish me luck this week with a crazy work schedule, and I guess I should go do that high intensity interval workout right now. So enjoy the rest of the video, and I will talk to you later. Okay, I did the workout. I did a HIIT workout, or I guess a cardio sort of workout. It was not super hard, probably suitable for beginners, especially if you allow yourself to make alterations depending on your skill level. I did this workout, 30-minute cardio challenge, and the creator on YouTube is Grow with Joe. I will leave that specific video linked in the description if you want to check it out. I am incredibly awkward, and any moves that were all similar or adjacent to dance moves, I can't get my body to do it. A lot of the stuff I kind of treated like a martial arts move because that's what I'm comfortable with. But yeah, it was, I guess, as fun as cardio could be. The different moves were quite different. There wasn't a lot of repeats, and it was like 30 seconds to 40 seconds on, and then like 10 to 20 seconds of just like walking in place. And I'm not a very sweaty person, but I'm kind of sweaty right now, so I guess that's the desired result. It really blasted through my steps. I'm at like 9,426 steps for the day, and it's only like 7 o'clock. So that's awesome. I'm not gonna have to do a walk tonight, and I love that. So yeah, honestly, I could definitely see myself doing this again, probably next week on Monday, unless I'm feeling particularly spicy on Friday and feel like I want to get my steps in really fast with a workout that's more interesting than just walking on the treadmill. But sometimes it's nice to walk on the treadmill and catch up on like YouTube videos and stuff like that. So anyways, I will talk to you in a second with dinner. Bye. Finally, Caesar salad, again, with shrimp. I always doctor up my salad kits, so it comes with literally just plain romaine lettuce, the dressing, croutons, and a little bit of Parmesan cheese. I love tomatoes, so I add some cherry tomatoes, some sweet onions, and this is 21 shrimp because that was all that was left in the bag. I didn't want to just leave one singular shrimp left in the bag. And then I also do extra lemon juice, which is not really any calories, salt, pepper, and Greek seasoning. And the shrimp is cooked with salt, pepper, Greek seasoning, and a little bit of lemon pepper. And this is gonna be super good. Also, I find that adding a little bit of additional liquid, in this case lemon juice, helps loosen up the dressing a little bit more, helps it like spread out better. In other types of dressings, I might add like some sort of vinegar. But this is gonna be a nice big salad meal, and I still have like 200 calories left for a late night snack. Also, I did hit my 10,000 steps literally 2 minutes ago while I was cooking. So that's awesome. I can just chill for the rest of the night. See you tomorrow. Hello there. It is Tuesday, the 25th, and I have very few steps. I'm gonna have to do something about that, but I just finished my upper body day, the shoulder and chest focused workout. It was pretty okay, but I'm definitely feeling some tenderness in my elbow, unfortunately. So when it came to my last exercise of the workout, which is cable machine pushdowns for the triceps, I tried a different handle. Instead of using the bar and having my hands like this, I used a different attachment and tried a more neutral grip to see if that helped. To be honest, it didn't really help that much. I kept the weight pretty light, and I just went for like a few more reps than usual. Personally speaking, I find that a bit more comfortable than doing lower reps and a heavier weight. Besides that, everything else was pretty okay. I did switch out the long bar wide pull downs for the same exercise, but with the handles again. I was editing some footage from last week today, and I noticed that I am just pulling extremely unevenly with that long bar. I think part of it is that it's a little difficult to handle. Part of it is that one of my arms is longer than the other. Just in general, I'm not perfectly symmetrical. And then probably part of it is that, you know, one side is stronger than the other. So I decided to switch those handles back to what I was doing before. I think I can work my lats a little bit more evenly that way. At least one side won't be pulling on the same implement more than the other. It was just a little too wacky, to be honest. I am still pretty sore from that leg workout on Sunday. You know, if I'm just like existing, I keep saying that. If I'm just existing, it's not too bad, but I can definitely feel it in my quads when I'm like moving around, a little bit in my glutes, and actually my lats are quite sore. I did a few sets of pull-ups just for funsies while I was at that commercial gym, and it was cool, but my lats are very sore. It's always fun to like see how many pull-ups I can do because it really depends on how heavy I am. And even though I'm in a calorie deficit and not as strong or not at my strongest, because I weigh less, like my body weight is less, I actually am usually able to do more pull-ups when I'm cutting. So that was interesting and fun, and it kind of makes me want to put pull-ups back into my workout, but I don't know if that's a very good idea. I could do like a pull-up drop set into pull downs sort of situation, but I'm not really sure if it's worth the overall fatigue. I'm really low on steps today. All this overtime, I've just been spending a lot of my hours stuck at my desk working, so that's really unfortunate. I had a lot of fun doing that follow along workout yesterday. I might just do another similar follow along situation instead of walking on the treadmill. We'll see. Definitely would be a less intense workout than the one I did yesterday because I really just need to get the steps in. I don't need like a serious cardio workout. But that's all I had for this workout. Oh, I also wanted to mention that I had a new low weigh-in today. I definitely feel like I'm getting very visually lean, especially when I'm working out. You know, if I'm just moseying and putzing around the house, not so much, but when I see myself in the mirrors that we have here in the gym, I'm definitely like, wow, looking really lean, my guy, which is pretty cool. So yeah, I had a new low weigh-in of like 146.1 this morning, which was interesting because I thought that I might weigh in a little heavy. I had a bunch of snacks last night. I mean, it was within my calorie and macro strategy, but still like just quite a bit of food in the evening. So I was kind of expecting to weigh in a bit higher. So anyways, that was kind of cool. I will talk to you a little bit later or in like 2 seconds, depending on how the video gets edited, when I show you what I'm doing for dinner. So see you then. I did another follow along type cardio type video. It was like 5,000 steps walking workout to burn fat and boost your mood, no repeats. 45 minutes long. I have surpassed my 10,000 steps for the day. It was fun. It was nice. It's not boring and there are no repeats. And I will say that I modify a lot of the stuff because of my level of uncoordination and awkwardness. And also I literally just need the steps. I don't need like real cardio. And also my arms are tired, so I don't really follow along so much with the arm stuff just because, yeah, my arms are tired from lifting weights and I don't want to mess myself up for my lifting workouts. So anyways, that was nice. Got that in. Now it's time to make dinner. Okay, it's dinner time and I have dinner for today and tomorrow. In here I have lean ground chicken, Chinese eggplant, carrot, red bell peppers, mushrooms, scallion, ginger, and I think that's it. Also a little bit of rice cakes because I had some left over. You can see like over here. I didn't really do the best job of dividing these up evenly, but I'm eating both of them, so it evens out in the end. The sauce is that garlic sauce, spicy garlic sauce, and fish sauce, and a little bit of sambal hot sauce because I find that that garlic sauce is not actually that spicy. I think it has fermented beans in it maybe, I'm not sure. I'll put it on the screen so you can see what exactly it is. And, you know, just like a slew of powders and spices. I actually added some Chinese 5-spice, and it really gives it like this like warm, kind of almost sweet smell. It smells really good. I'm excited to dig into this. I'm gonna save the bigger one for tomorrow because I'm not feeling like super duper hungry tonight, and I have a few extra calories, and who knows what's gonna happen tomorrow anyways. So I'm gonna look forward to that tomorrow. It's not aesthetic looking because I just threw them both into these plastic Tupperwares for ease, and I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. Calories are very good, about 650 and 57 protein, but it does have a lot of carbs because of all the veg and the sauce and the rice cakes, but that's okay, still fits in my macros. Anyways, gonna enjoy this, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Wednesday, the 26th of March. Yes, the 26th of March. And I finished my leg day. My quads are still a little sore from Sunday. So today I did not do the front squats. I warmed up and I picked up just the bar and I was like, nah, this is not happening. So I completely omitted the front squats, but I did like double the amount of sets on the leg press machine. So normally I do 3 sets of front squats and then 3 sets of leg press, but today I just did like 6 sets of leg press, and I'm happy with that decision. Everything else was totally okay. I did feel a little weak, specifically on the adduction machine, the hip adduction machine, and on calf raises, but probably feeling a little weak on calf raises because I've been doing like those walking cardio type follow along videos to get my steps in, and that's like a lot of like kind of on your toes, so it makes sense that my calves are a little tired. Overall, it was a solid workout, even though I wasn't really feeling up to doing barbell front squats. It was another long day at work, so I woke up early, and then I also worked a little bit later than usual, but it was like a tiny bit slower in the afternoon, so I actually just did another like follow along cardio type video in my office, like at my desk in between work tasks, and that really helped with my step situation. I'm almost at 7,000 steps for the day, which is good, even though it's almost 7 p.m. But that means I can either do another short video or I can do a walk later tonight, and that wouldn't be too long, which is ideal. I have been loving the spaghetti squash. I'm sure that you saw in the past few days, I've had it for lunch today, yesterday, and the day before. And I definitely don't think that it is a good actual pasta alternative, but if I just think about it as like a vegetable, or I guess it's technically a fruit, if I think about it as its own thing, I really, really like it, and I definitely want to get more. It was also really easy to cook. You just bake it in the oven at like 400 for, I don't know, like an hour or so. It's so easy. I just seasoned it with salt. I literally did not even use oil on it when I cooked it because I don't want the added calories. But this week when I go grocery shopping, I'm gonna either pick up another spaghetti squash, or I'm gonna look for kabocha, which is like sort of a pumpkin that's also really good. I haven't had that in a long time, and I know that it is also pretty calorie affordable. That's the way I think about it sometimes, like my calories are almost like money. Well, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but that's just the way that I think about it sometimes. So yeah, that's been really good for lunch. It's really filling actually, and the calories for the volume is really nice. And personally, I like the taste and the texture of the spaghetti squash and of like squash in general. I don't know why I just don't really cook it super duper often. I also need to get another bag of greens or something. I had the shishito peppers today and they were pretty good. I had one single pepper that was like super spicy. I think that happens sometimes and I don't know why. Most shishito peppers are like not spicy at all, even a little bit, but that every once in a while you'll get one that's like super spicy, and I was a little messed up, but all good. From the workout yesterday, I'm not really sore, but I almost forgot. I think I slept on my arm wrong, because when I woke up this morning, my elbow on the right-hand side was really messed up. It was aching really, really bad. And normally, even if I have a little bit of trouble with my joints during the workout, it doesn't carry over too much. So I'm pretty sure it's not from the workout. Pretty sure I slept on it wrong, but that was not fun. Feels okay now, but that was like a little spooky this morning. Anyways, nothing too interesting for dinner tonight. I'm gonna have my second helping of ground chicken, eggplant, vegetable stir fry. Looking forward to it. It's gonna be really tasty, and I'll probably have some room for snacks, which I might or might not show. And yeah, I don't know. It's kind of boring, but things are kind of going well for me right now, even with like the work and stuff like that. The weight loss is going really well. I'm not feeling super messed up anymore. The mental fatigue is not that bad. Honestly, I just like stopped caring about the fat situation, and that actually really freed up a lot of mental energy. This week, I'm not making myself do chores, and that also freed up a lot of mental and physical energy. So yeah, I don't know. I'm living my best life right now, but we'll see how long it lasts. Talk to you later. It is eggplant with ground chicken and rice cakes, part 2. And I've been looking forward to this all day. I love this meal. I think that it's gonna probably taste even better today than it did tomorrow. Wait. I think it's gonna taste even better today than it did yesterday, because the flavor had even more time to sink into the vegetables. But if you don't like mushy vegetables, you need not apply, because the eggplant, the peppers, the carrots are all probably gonna be pretty mushy. I thought about adding some like kimchi or pickled vegetables on the side, but I think that I should probably tap out on the vegetables today. So I'll eat something else. I'll figure it out. But yeah, super looking forward to this. It's in a bowl plate because I heated it up on the stove rather than in the microwave. I actually need to buy more bowl plates because a few of them cracked, and it's probably from being accidentally microwaved, or maybe just the food is too hot and it's not meant to be used with hot foods, or not meant to be used with foods that are too hot, but they're just melamine. I like to use these plates because they're like manufactured and all of the plates weigh the same, so it makes dividing up the food between me and Joey much easier. I have some like slightly nicer dinnerware, but sometimes it's difficult to divide up the food evenly because all the plates and bowls and whatever, they all weigh slightly differently. And I want to make sure I'm getting all my calories in. So anyways, have a good night. I will talk to y'all tomorrow. Bye. Little bit of a late workout, but got it in. Today is Thursday, the 27th, and I just finished my shoulders and arms day, and it was not that good of a workout, but that's okay. The goal for this week was just to get the workouts in, even if the workouts aren't great. The exercises felt fine for the most part. My joints are a little bit achy, especially like my elbows, and I'm wondering if I should do another mini deload, maybe just take another weekend off of lifting. But at the same time, I'm not really sure if I should do that or not. I don't know, I'm thinking about it. Maybe in week 13, which would be next week. I don't know, we'll see. Maybe I just need to reduce my lifting days to 4 days a week. Maybe I need to cut out the shoulders and arm day because it just might be too much volume for my elbows. I'm a psychopath. When I work out by myself, I don't listen to music or watch anything. I try to really focus on the workout and the exercises and how my body feels. And normally, like, that works out really well for me. But today, for some reason, I felt like I could really hear my shoulder creaking when I was doing lateral raises, which kind of like sketched me out a little bit, but it didn't hurt. So probably fine. It's probably okay. But yeah, thinking just a tiny bit about taking another really short deload next weekend. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, that's all I had for today. A perfectly okay and not the best workout. I did get in a lot of steps today already. I'm at 8.5K steps, and that's simply because I had a 1 hour long work meeting that was like company wide that I didn't need to be on camera for. So during that meeting, I was in the video call, but I didn't have my camera on. I was completely muted, and I just put on like a stepping follow along video on my other computer and just kind of like did that while I tuned into the meeting. So I got in quite a few steps during that. I wanted to take a video of how ridiculous I looked, but I forgot because I was just trying to get it in. What did I have for lunch today? Oh, I had lunch a little bit early today, and it was savory Greek yogurt with shrimp and tomatoes and cucumbers, like on the side. So like basically the Greek yogurt was just mixed with red onions, dill, capers, lemon juice, and some seasonings. And then I sliced up some cucumbers, tomatoes, and then I cooked up like just 1 serving of shrimp. I think just 8 shrimp. And I used the Greek yogurt as like a dipping sauce. It wasn't tzatziki, which I love and is great and a super good and tasty dip, but I didn't really have the specific ingredients for that, but it was still really good. I got inspiration from like a video I watched on YouTube that had nothing to do with fitness. It was like a vlog video, but I was like, why haven't I ever thought of doing savory Greek yogurt as a dip? You know, sometimes your brain just doesn't work so good, and this was one of those times that my brain was not working so good, but it was really tasty. I really enjoyed it. And then I was feeling a little peckish, so right before the workout, I had like 1 small serving of oatmeal with like half a scoop of protein powder. The oatmeal was just cooked in water. I didn't cook it in milk or anything tasty like that, but I added a little bit of Chinese 5-spice. I don't know why I like that in my oatmeal more than I like pumpkin spice, but tiny bit of Chinese 5-spice, a little bit of sugar substitute, and I did like half a scoop of a new flavor of Ghost protein powder. This is my first time trying it. It's coffee ice cream flavor, and I thought it was pretty good. The Ghost protein powder mixes really well, and basically I just took my protein powder and added like a dash of water to make a paste, and then I dropped my hot oatmeal into that, and it mixed really well, and it was like a nice warm snack right before the workout, which maybe was not the best idea, but I didn't have time to eat kind of later in the day while I was at work. So anyways, it all worked out. That was a really tasty snack. That was a really tasty lunch, and I'm looking forward to dinner. I'm gonna do like pork tenderloin with noodles, and I will check back in with you for dinner. Hello, it's dinner time, and I have made a relatively simple noodle dish. I have in here some pork tenderloin that I cooked with ginger and scallion. This is the rest of that package of shishito peppers that I also cooked with the pork, because why not? Have a little bit of kimchi here that's 100 grams and 25 calories. These are soba noodles, and it's not really visible, but I have like a little sauce in there that's soy based, really simple. And then some roasted seasoned laver over here on the side, which I love for like the taste of sesame oil without actually just like pouring sesame oil on my food. Really looking forward to this. This is smelling really good. I don't necessarily know that the kimchi goes with all this other stuff or if the sauce goes with everything, but I don't know, that's fine. Just gonna make it work. I seasoned the pork, besides the ginger and scallion, just like salt, pepper, and that umami seasoning from Trader Joe's. And the sauce is like soba noodle soup base with a little bit of ponzu and a little bit of vinegar. So really fast and easy. The pork tenderloin cooked really quickly because I sliced it pretty thin, and I'm gonna have the rest of the pork tenderloin tomorrow with another noodle dish that's probably gonna be really similar to this one, or maybe just instant ramen. Maybe I'll just do instant ramen tomorrow. You know, I was trying to do like fast and easy meals this week because of all the overtime I'm working, but it kind of ended up just being mostly what I normally eat anyways. But whatever, have a good night. Oh, and I'm already up to 9,500 steps today, so I don't see myself having to do a walk, which is awesome. I think I should just be able to get the rest of those like 500 steps putzing around. So love that for me. Bye. Good morning. Good morning still. It's 11:50. It is Friday, March 28th, and I just got back from grocery shopping. I went to Walmart and Costco for groceries, but I also stopped at Sierra, which is a more outdoorsy branded TJ Maxx situation. So I did a really big shop today, specifically at Costco. They had a lot of my typical items on sale. So I'm gonna kind of show you some of the stuff I got, but I'm gonna go in categories rather than by store. So I picked up basically these are the typical Olay Extreme Wellness tortillas that I normally get, but they're in the mini size. So 2 of these tiny tortillas are 60 calories, 1.5 grams of fat, 14 carbs, and 4 protein. I think that they are maybe slightly less good macros than the bigger version, but again, I'm very food influenced, and I see people doing that thing where they put the ground meat and they smash it onto a tortilla and then they fried in a pan, and I want to try that, and I figured like the smaller tortillas would be better for that. I will probably end up freezing these. I think that should be fine. My veg of the week is spinach. I actually really don't like spinach, but I'm just trying to like do something a little different every week. So this week is spinach. I got this at Costco. Fruit of the week is, what are these? Sumo oranges? Sumo citrus mandarins. I got this at Costco. Came in like one of these boxes of 2, 4, 6, 7. I would be surprised if these are more than 100 calories each. But I'm glad that Costco had like a size that was semi-reasonable. So that's kind of like the carb situation of the week. In terms of protein, I actually didn't go too crazy on the protein. I do have a lot of stuff in the freezer. I picked up more shrimp from Costco, but I didn't bring it out. You already seen it. I just threw those straight into the freezer. From Walmart, I picked up some of these flavored tuna pouches. They were on sale. Typically, I think they're like around $1.50. They were only $1 today. So I got the Thai chili flavor and the sweet and spicy flavor. Macros on these are 90 calories per pouch, 0.5 grams of fat, 4 carbs, and 16 protein. Pretty okay. These I'll usually put in like a instant ramen. I think that's like not a typical way people usually use those, but that's how I use them. And then I'll use like the regular can of plain tuna to make tuna salad if I want tuna salad. But yeah, they were on sale. I wasn't really looking to purchase these, but since they were on sale and I do eat them and they are shelf stable for quite a while, I'm sure. Yeah, until 2026, so we're good on that. I got more smoked salmon. This is the Kirkland brand of smoked salmon. It comes in like a pack of 2. Typically when we eat this, we each have 1 entire pack. Each pack is 6 servings. Each serving is 70 calories, 2.5 grams of fat, 0 carbs, and 12 protein. I mean, the entire package is a little higher in calories, especially for me right now where I'm in a really low calorie deficit. So it's like 400, I think, for like one side, but I can make it work. Honestly, this is really good for a fast source of protein because you don't have to cook it. We usually do like a bagel, quote unquote bagel situation, but I've also put this on like salads and that's really good too. Obviously already seasoned. I picked up more flank steak. It's one of the leanest cuts of beef you can get. I'm gonna separate that and put it in the freezer just to have on hand for whenever we want steak. And I also got fresh cod. This is wild caught Atlantic cod fillets. And I actually found cod in the frozen section as well, like prepackaged cod fillets, and it was a better price per pound to buy it fresh. So got it fresh. I'm gonna separate these probably into 10 or 12 ounce pieces and keep some in the fridge for now, have it for lunch, and then have some also in the freezer. Glad that they had that. I've really been enjoying cod lately. It's very lean and very high protein. So next category we will do is like sauces and condiments. Please ignore my dirty stove, but I grabbed a case of tomato sauce. This is the tomato sauce I typically use in my tomato-based pasta recipes. And to be 100% real with you, Joey does not eat pieces of tomato. It's just like one of those things that, you know, sometimes when you eat a food and it just like doesn't agree with you, like the texture and whatever, like for Joey, that's tomatoes. So he will eat tomato products as long as it doesn't have like chunks, actual like pieces of tomato in it. So that's why I usually grab these cans of tomato sauce because they're very smooth. And macros on these are 25 calories per serving, 0 fat, 5 carbs, 1 protein. The serving size is 1/4 cup, and I feel like each can is 7 servings, something like that. Pretty low calorie, honestly. I mean, we all know cream sauces are very tasty and cheesy and good, but they're just not like great on the calories. I got that at Costco, obviously. Picked up fat-free cream cheese from Walmart. This is like the Great Value Walmart brand. One serving is 30 calories, 0 fat, 4 carbs, and 3 protein. Not the worst. And each serving is 1 ounce. There are 8 servings in this entire package, and I got 2 of those. I can probably make this fit a lot better than regular cream cheese, but again, if it doesn't fit super well into my macros, I will do Greek yogurt instead. For me, it's an adequate substitute. I got green Tabasco sauce, which we love for Chipotle. I picked up the G. Hughes sugar-free Japanese barbecue sauce. This is my first time seeing this. Aside from the no sugar added Sweet Baby Ray's, I think G. Hughes brand sugar-free condiments are like top tier, like my second favorite. Sweet Baby Ray's my top one, but G. Hughes is really, really good. I've never tried this Japanese barbecue sauce. I think Japanese barbecue sauce is having a moment on social media. This was actually like $8, but I'm kind of a big spender when it comes to food. I don't really, especially this year, I'm kind of doing like a clothing and makeup and that sort of thing low buy, but on food, I'll usually just take the L on the food. I also got the G. Hughes sugar-free dipping sauce, sweet chili. So they have a really large selection of different flavors of barbecue sauce. Highly recommend. They're actually all really good. I just slightly like the Sweet Baby Ray's better. They also have like sugar-free ketchup, I think, mustard, honey mustard, a lot of different sauces. I think they're all really good. I would not be mad about eating any of them. So this sweet chili sauce is 2 tablespoons per serving, 5 calories, 0 fat, 2 carbs, and 0 protein. The Japanese barbecue sauce is 10 calories per tablespoon, so a little bit higher calorie, 0 fat, 1 carb, and less than 1 gram of protein. No MSG though. Come on, man. Like, anyways, whatever. At Sierra, I picked up this Melinda's Piri Piri garlic sauce. Apparently, it can be a marinade or a condiment. It is 0 calories per teaspoon. I actually saw a lot of flavors of this at Walmart as well, but they didn't have this particular flavor. From Costco, I needed to stock up on some seasoning, so I got chopped onions and black peppercorns, and I also got a big old thing of capers. I don't know, I've been eating a lot of capers lately, and they are 0 calories for 1 teaspoon. I wish that they would tell me a serving size that has calories in it, because I know that capers have calories. It's not necessarily misleading, but companies don't have to report the calories for like a certain amount. I don't know. So I'll probably just find a different sort of log in my in macro factor to log this. But yeah, I've been liking capers a lot. They're tasty if you like salty, briny, sour-y things. And I had some in that savory Greek yogurt situation I did yesterday, and it really added a nice pop of flavor. Last but not least, I picked up a lot of like supplements. Costco was having sales on a lot of things that I typically buy, so I kind of went a little crazy. My Costco bill was way more than usual, but that just means that I won't have to purchase these things again for a while, and it is saving me money in the long run. But before we get into the Costco items, at Sierra, they had the Ghost Intra Workout Drink. This is in Welch's Grape. It is a EAA BCAA hydration dietary supplement. It is 10 calories per scoop. I already take a BCAA supplement intra workout. Look, don't come for me about my BCAAs. I know that they are not meant to help build muscle. I use them for recovery, and I love my BCAAs. I don't care if you think it's a waste of money, but I figured why not try this? I like Ghost products in general. Lately, I've been using their protein powders almost exclusively. So I got this on sale for $25, I guess. I didn't check online to see how much it usually costs, but Figured I would give it a try. Since I was there, I also picked up another little tub of the Bloom greens in the citrus flavor. I've been enjoying these every day. I've been taking them. They are 15 calories a serving. I don't mind. I can fit that in. I can also fit the 10 calories in. But yeah, I've just been liking it, so I figured why not just grab another one while I'm here so I don't have to go out there again some other time. Okay. I'm gonna sit on the floor and show you what else I got. I picked up a lot of pre-made protein shakes. Premier protein shakes were on sale, $25 for a pack of 18. And I ended up getting 4 flavors. I got chocolate, vanilla, what is this? Strawberries and cream, and cafe latte. The cafe latte does have caffeine. It says about 1 cup of coffee's worth of caffeine. These are mostly for Joey. I'll probably try them. I'll probably try the vanilla, and I'll probably try them just to see how the taste and the texture is. But I mostly get these kind of products for Joey because he has a very busy and stressful job, and a lot of times he doesn't have the ability to take like a full-on lunch break, so he'll take pre-made protein shakes. It's just easier for him. The macros are pretty good, 160 calories and 30 grams of protein. I can't get to the rest of the macros, but maybe I'll insert a little video of what the macros are. But yeah, that's pretty good. Not quite as good as the Fairlife protein shakes, but I also picked up another flavor of the Nuri ultra filtered milkshakes that are 150 calories and 30 grams of protein. So if you remember from a few weekly vlogs ago, I got the chocolate flavor, which I thought was very good, like surprisingly good. So I figured why not try the vanilla flavor as well. This was my first time seeing this at Costco. I have high hopes, but I typically find that vanilla protein shakes have a pretty bad aftertaste. So fingers crossed that they're okay. And when I try them, I will check back in and do a little taste test with you. Other things that I got, I take ashwagandha as part of my daily, vitamin supplement stack, and Costco had it on sale. So I picked up 2 bottles just to stock up. I do 2 capsules a day. This is the Theory ashwagandha, 1,000 milligrams per day serving. I take 2 pills. Yeah, and that's 1 serving. 90 servings per container. I'll be honest, it's hard to say that I feel a noticeable difference from taking ashwagandha. It's supposed to kind of help with stress and anxiety. I'm not like a super duper stressed out and anxious person in general, but it's, I think, pretty decently researched. So why not? Do you know what I'm saying? It's probably not detrimental to my health. And then I super stocked up on the Orgain collagen peptides plus probiotics. I take this every day with my morning coffee. It is 19 grams of collagen protein, which is not the best source of protein, but I get protein from meat and other sources, way more than I get this. But anyways, 1 scoop, 80 calories, 0 fat, 0 carbs, 19 protein. And I got 6 because they were on sale. And like I said, I take these every single day, so I stock the heck up. I had a really expensive grocery shop today. I don't really want to say how much I spent, but if you really, really want to know, you can ask in the comments and I will tell you how much money today I spent grocery shopping. But this was more of a stock up day, and I'm not gonna have to buy protein shakes for a very long time. I'm not gonna have to get collagen peptides for a very long time. I also stocked up on shrimp and tomato sauce and some seasonings, and I also got 3 bags of that monk fruit sugar substitute that I use. So there's a lot of stuff that I needed that just happened to be on sale, so I just kind of went all out. And these items are mostly shelf stable, so it's not like they're gonna go expired anytime soon. Yeah, so that was the grocery haul for this week. I'm really looking forward to that cod for lunch, and I will probably check back in with you tonight for dinner. have quite a few steps already just because I was out shopping, almost 5,000. I'll probably end up doing like another follow along video to get my cardio in. Feeling pretty good today. Was having some elbow trouble yesterday, but they feel fine. Not really sore, not really too tired, but I am caffeinated. Yeah, things are going well. Yeah, just plugging along really. Just doing the thing. Talk to you later. It's dinner time, and I have a big steaming bowl of instant ramen, the kimchi stew flavor. I got the rest of that pork tenderloin, some mushrooms, some tomato, and about 100 grams of kimchi in here. And this is gonna be so good. I was just craving something spicy and I didn't really want to futz around with like making my own sauce today. So just stir fried all the veg, dropped it in the bowl, dropped in the kimchi, boiled up the ramen really quickly, and I'm excited to eat this. This is gonna be really super duper filling, so I expect a high weigh-in tomorrow. What's tomorrow? Saturday. That's totally okay. I do prefer to weigh in lighter on Mondays if possible, but you know, it really just depends on like what I ate the day before. So anyways, have a good night. Oh, also, I did do a little stepping workout for 30 minutes, and I am at exactly 9,900 steps, so I'm definitely gonna smash that 10K goal for the day. I've been really good about the steps this week. Last week, I had a day of no 10K steps, but this week, I've been super on it, which is awesome. And I've been doing a lot of these slightly higher intensity workouts, so hopefully that helps a little bit with the fat loss. So, good night for real. What's up? It is Saturday, March 29th, and you know, normally I don't pop in to talk to you until after I have finished the workout, but I just wanted to let you know how I'm feeling. You know, I have like a really busy work week this week, a lot of overtime. And today I'm just like not feeling 100%. I'm feeling very dysregulated and I'm not really sure why. It could be the long hours, it could be all the screen time, it could be just the calorie deficit in general. It's hard to say, but I've had like, I don't have a headache, but my head has just been feeling really tight all day. I don't know how to explain it. Like if you don't know what I mean, I don't think I can explain it really, but yeah, I just like feel kind of tight and my eyes feel very tired. I'm not like super fatigued like in the rest of my body, but I feel like maybe I'm on the verge of a headache or something. I'm not really sure. So my goal this week was to get all 5 of my lifting workouts in, and I still want to stick to that. But since I'm kind of feeling a little bit out of it today, when I do my upper body workout, I'm gonna stick with the same weights that I did last week, but I'm gonna cap my reps. So instead of going to within 1 or 2 reps of failure, I'm probably just gonna cap myself at the low end of the rep range. So my first exercise, I have 3 sets of 8 to 12. I'm just gonna stop at 8 reps, whatever that feels like for me. I think that if I try to push myself really hard today, I'm gonna honestly get like a full-blown headache or something like that. So I'm gonna get the workout in, and I'm just like, we're just gonna say that maybe it's like half of a deload workout or something like that. It's whatever. It is what it is. It's fine. I don't feel some type of way. I'm still putting in some work. I'm still gonna try to get my steps in today. I'm still gonna do this workout. It's just not gonna be like a full 100% workout, and that's totally okay. So anyways, let the workout footage roll. Workout is over. And I mean, it wasn't too exciting. Like I said, I just capped all of the sets at the low end of the rep range. And honestly, I must be picking my working weights pretty well, because I still felt like I was within 3 to 5 reps of failure for the most part. If you will recall, last week, I had to cut my skull crusher short. I only did 1 set instead of 3 because I was having some issues with my elbows, but today my elbows are feeling perfectly okay, although I did lower the weight for that exercise specifically just because I was a little iffy on the elbow situation. But even though I kind of took it a little bit more easy on this workout, I did my due diligence and I did at least 1 warm-up set for every muscle group in between exercises. So like I started out with back, I warmed up for my back exercises, and then when I moved on to shoulder stuff, I did a couple warm-up reps and sets of like lateral raises and then pec flies and stuff like that. So overall, I'm feeling like pretty okay. Still feeling a little dysregulated. I don't know, it's like my brain feels tight. But at least I didn't get a headache. The headache did not manifest, so, you know, I can be grateful for that. I actually have quite a few steps in already. I'm pretty close to 7,000, which I'm kind of surprised by because I literally was sitting at my desk all morning from like 7 to 10 with like a couple bathroom breaks, and I got up to make lunch and that was about it. So I'm kind of surprised, but I was pacing back and forth in between exercises. No, I was pacing back and forth in between sets, so I'm sure that helped. I'm honestly just gonna do another quick follow along stepping videos. I've just been finding them a lot more interesting than standing on the treadmill, and they are certainly more high intensity than walking on the treadmill, but not so much so that I feel like really messed up when I'm done. Honestly, if like the workouts that I'm following along with get too intense, I dial it back on my end. Or if there's like a move that I'm having a hard time with because I'm not particularly coordinated when it comes to like dance type moves, I just like march in place. And yeah, it's just been working out really well for me. I get my steps in much faster. It's more interesting. Probably am getting some cardiovascular benefit from it because my heart rate is slightly elevated, but I'm not trying to like do a ton of like super high intensity cardio training. During the week, like Tuesday through Sunday, I'm doing stepping videos, but I'm trying to keep it pretty low key. The only day that I'm really focusing on more high intensity interval training specifically is on Monday. Looking forward to dinner. It's nothing complicated. It's just gonna be like chicken burgers and sweet potatoes, but I had a lot of room for a big portion of sweet potatoes, so I'm really excited about that. I'm also gonna like slightly simmer the sweet potato, so I think it's gonna be like extra good. But anyways, I will check in with you for dinner. Bye. It's dinner time. Oh, it's a little blurry. Hopefully you can see that. Really super duper simple, really fast to put together because I pre-cooked the sweet potatoes earlier today just in the microwave. I peeled the potato and then I chopped it up, put it in a microwave safe bowl with some cling wrap on top and poked some holes, and I basically did 2 rounds of 5 minutes in the microwave. And I have a 1000 watt microwave. And then I also have 2 of the Amy Lou caramelized onion and white cheddar burgers with some Sweet Baby Ray's. You know, maybe it would be a more complete meal if I had some veg going on, but I had a big ol' salad for lunch and I don't want to overdo it on the vegetables too much. I said that the potatoes were pre-cooked, but I did throw them back in a pan to reheat, and I did add a little bit of that sugar-free maple syrup and a little bit of soy sauce and a little bit of Chinese 5-spice. And I'm super looking forward to this. I did save some calories up so that I could have a nice big portion of potatoes this evening, and it's gonna be really good. It's really gonna like tickle my sweet tooth. Anything else that I want to mention? I already got my 10K steps in, so that's awesome. I did have to do 2 shorter videos today, like follow along videos. The first one, I actually didn't get a lot of steps in. It was a little bit more of a different type of workout, I guess. Oh, Joey and I started watching The Residence on Netflix. We're only 2 episodes in. Leave a comment if you are watching it or you have seen it. It is right up our alley, like a murder mystery situation. So far, it's been really good. We're really enjoying it already. I feel like maybe I should like talk about these kind of things more often, but yeah, we love murder mysteries, especially if they are like comedy murder mysteries. So like I said, this is right up our alley. We also recently watched the 12 episodes of Dan to Dan that was out, and I was pretty mad that it ended like right in the middle of a fight scene. Super annoying. Like I kind of wish we hadn't watched it. I kind of wish we had just like waited for the entire first season to be out, but I was enjoying it. I was enjoying it until it cut off really suddenly, and then I was mad. But anyways, okay. Have a good evening. I will talk to you tomorrow. Another long work day for me, but I'm still gonna try to get my workout in. I probably will end up doing another situation where I cap my reps so that I'm not killing myself, to be honest. Okay, night. Hello, it is Sunday the 30th, and I just finished my lower body workout, which was a relatively chill and low effort workout because I did that thing that I said that I would do where I capped the reps on the lower end of the rep range because I'm tie-tie. I worked like 20 hours of overtime this week, and I wasn't really like thinking about it until like today. I was like, dang, no wonder I'm so tired. But anyways, still did the workout. It was fine. I feel fine, feel perfectly okay. from yesterday and just in general doing this leg workout, except that earlier today I was getting like some cramping in my left calf, but as soon as I started working out, it was totally fine. So not really worried about that. Maybe I was just dehydrated. I've been drinking a lot of tea lately because I've just been working a lot, so I need the extra caffeine. Wore some beater leggings because I really dislike this elastic, and if they weren't good for sumo deadlifts, I'd probably donate these. But yeah, I can't stand leggings with elastic in the waistband. And I also remembered to put on my the knee sleeves that I don't like, and I also wore my original version 1 Notorious Lift deadlift shoes that I haven't worn in a while. I reorganized my little workout gear locker and I brought all the shoes that I use down here so I can use them easily. But only have about 5,000 steps in, so I'm gonna have to do a walk on the treadmill or another follow along stepping video, and I am probably just gonna do that stepping video because it goes faster. I do think the extra cardio, I try not to count it as cardio. My heart rate is slightly elevated, but I'm not really training for a better cardiovascular system. But yeah, it's, you know, cardio adjacent, but I do think it is helping. I had another low weigh-in today. I think it was like 145 point something, but this is the first time I think I'm getting in the 145 point anything, which is kind of crazy. I kind of didn't think that I would get this low, but anyways, I'm gonna do that and I will show you the video. I'll show you what's for dinner, but it's honestly pretty much the same thing as yesterday. I had a very girl lunch today, which was just cod and kimchi and then also radish because I didn't feel like cutting up vegetables. So I just grabbed something from the fridge and kimchi was really easy. And I thought my gut would be a little messed up, but so far I seem okay, which is good. I guess maybe I'm getting used to all the fiber and the vegetables or whatever. But yeah, basically same dinner as yesterday. I'm having it today, but I'm slightly strapped for calories today, so probably won't cook the potatoes with other stuff. But anyways, you'll see that later, and we'll also do the reflection at some point. Most likely tomorrow, but to be honest, we'll probably do the reflection tomorrow. All things considered, this week has been like a really good week for me in terms of like my fitness and my fat loss phase, absolutely knocking it out of the park with the steps, stuck with my calories, did all of my workouts, not feeling the most energized, but that's to be expected. Is this the reflection right now? Are we just reflecting? Weight is dropping more quickly all of a sudden, and it's probably because of that extra cardio, possibly because of the extra yohimbin. Hard to say. Like I said, all my steps, all my workouts, calories were good, unless for some reason I go crazy today, which hopefully I don't, but it's not out of the question. And yeah, just overall a really good week for me, even though I worked like 20 hours of overtime. But again, I work a desk job from home, so is it really that strenuous? Only on my poor little brain. I'm gonna do my steps. Okay, night. Well, not good night, because I'll talk to you later. See you later. Okay, it's dinner time. This is the same thing as yesterday in a slightly different package. So the potatoes are basically the same, but I didn't add soy sauce or sugar-free maple syrup. I just did a little bit of sugar sub and 5-spice and a little bit of water to like help it all soak in. But for the burgers, I don't know if you can see very well, I basically cut the burgers up into chunks instead of just like grilling them flat, and then cooked it up with some sweet yellow onion and tomato. And then I also seasoned it a little bit extra with like salt, pepper, and some red pepper flakes. I don't know, maybe I'm feeling spicy today. I had all that kimchi and then now I got some like slightly spicy chicken burgers. But this looks super good, and also like, wow, why is this plate of food so big all of a sudden? This was like not as much, well, I mean, there's like a whole onion and a whole tomato and slightly more potatoes than yesterday. But yeah, that's why I'm a little low on calories for snacks. But this looks super good. I'm super excited. Have a good night. Hey y'all, I know we already did a little bit of a reflection for the week. It's Monday now, but I'm a stats nerd and I thought I would just pop on real quick to give you the stats in case you're a stats nerd like me. So, we already talked about it. I got my 5 lifting workouts in. I also did one specific high intensity interval cardio workout on Monday, but throughout the week I also did a couple follow along videos, like stepping style follow along videos that were relatively low intensity. I tracked my food every single day this week. I'm really proud of myself because I had a lot of overtime at work and I was really feeling it by the end of the week. And I was really tempted to go over calories, but I didn't. My macro strategy for right now is 1,449 calories. My average for the week was 1,456 per day. So it's a little bit over, but honestly not by much. And my protein intake is supposed to be 145, my fats 45, and my carbs 116. On average, I got 157 grams of protein, 29 grams of fat, and 170 grams of carbs. The fat is low. I'm feeling okay about it. I was really stressing myself out worrying about my fat intake, but honestly, now that I'm doing a little bit more cardio, I think it's a good thing that my carb intake is up a little bit because it gives me like a little bit more energy throughout the day. I had a goal of 10,000 steps or more a day, and my average was 10,685. So that's awesome. I was really on top of that this week. There were, in fact, 2 days this week that I had over 11,000 steps. So that was pretty cool. My weigh-ins this week have been very low, and it's probably because I added that cardio in. But I had a new low weigh-in of 145.5 pounds on Sunday and a high weigh-in this week of 147.2 on Thursday. So my weight is definitely still trending down. Rarely does it trend down specifically over the course of a week, but it's kind of trending down this week, and of course, trending down over time as well, as you can see from the graphs. Pretty cool, pretty happy about that. I'm really pleased with the way that my fat loss phase is going. Although this week was like super rough for me. Yeah, so I'm just feeling like really tired, but I'm glad that I made myself stick to the plan and do all the things that I wanted to do, even though Saturday and Sunday I would consider those to be maintenance workouts rather than like workouts where I actually push myself super hard, or like a normal workout. You know, normally I'm going for like, you know, a little more weight or another rep or two, but Saturday and Sunday, I was just like so tired that I just told myself I'm gonna do the workout, but I'll just cap the reps at the lower end of the rep range. And that worked out. You know, I still got the work in and I feel good about that. So yeah, it was a rough week for me, like IRL, everyday life. You know, the food was not super interesting this week. I just didn't have the mental or physical energy to like make anything super fun or complicated. So, you know, I had some meals that were tasty, but it was just kind of like standard stuff for me at least. Happy with how this week in my fitness journey went overall, even taking into account all the other stuff that was going on. So I think that I will just end the video here. We don't need to like talk more about it. If you're new here, thanks for sticking with me through this relatively uneventful week in my fat loss phase. I go by Terrible Hime on the internet. I am documenting my 16-week fat loss phase, and this was the end of week 12. So 13, 14, 15, 16, 4 more weeks to go, and we'll do the final check-in, and I'm really excited to show you the results. Thank you so much for watching the video. Don't forget to like the video if you liked the video, dislike the video if you didn't like it. If you're enjoying my content and you want to see more, be sure to subscribe to my channel. And any comments, questions, or concerns, you can leave them in the comments section and tell me about how your fitness journey is going. I would love to hear and have a conversation with you about it. So see you in the next one. Bye.